The plan. The Accawmacke's first plan was to allow fellow Powhatans to commit a series of covert attacks against the European invasion. The Accawmacke are well known for their skill as herbalists, and the Accawmacke are the essential herb growers of the Powhatans. This skill was also a defense weapon. In fact, we were known to at times facilitate what we referred to as death by dinner parties. The beautiful, dark, copper-colored Indian ladies would put on a delicious yet highly toxic feast and demolish the enemy. Another covert Indian attack occurred on Good Friday. We Accawmacke refer to it as death by corn cobs. Accawmacke Indians are part of the Powhatan Confederacy and the Cherokee Nation. Accawmacke are natural conservationists, so when the Europeans kept demanding more and more food, it was a problem. The indigenous Indians of Virginia became fed up with the European greed and need. This demand from the European caused a devastating depletion of the Powhatan Indian food stores. Our humor was sharp as a knife in that on one occasion, prior to the War of 1612, we chose to murder them with the instrument of their greed, corn. Corn cobs, corn on the cob to be exact, stuffed down their throats. And we did so on their religious holiday, Good Friday, for a touch of bitter irony. This had limited effect because more and more Europeans kept coming. Many of the colonialists were indentured Europeans who were used as slaves. In addition, the English continued to send ships of soldiers to fight us. Cannons on the shores outgunned the corn cobs. So as a result, the Accawmacke leaders had to make an alternate plan. Later, when approached by the Pamunkey for a herb to poison the Europeans at Jamestown Fort, the Accawmacke declined to provide the poison. Instead, we in fact sent a young boy to warn James Fort of the intended Pamunkey assault. Notice we refer to Jamestown as a fort. We call it James Fort because it was first and foremost a military installation, not a settlement. Keep in mind also that our decision had to be based on the fact that we were alone on a peninsula, and it was very dangerous for the Accawmacke who planned to survive. And fortunately for us, we did survive, as we still exist today. Accawmacke support of James Fort did not prevent the hostile European takeover. In the early 1600s, Virginia, there were 3 long, harsh reported Anglo-Indian wars. Actually, also, there were hundreds of never recorded battles, skirmishes, and wars. The prisoners of these wars were turned into what we refer to as slaves. Many of these slaves were transported to Barbados and Bermuda to torture, train, and return to North America for sale. The wars were a battle on one side to remove the Europeans, and conversely it was a struggle on the opposite side to abolish the copper-colored indigenous Indian. As a result of our warring Powhatan kin, the Accawmacke's support of Jamestown did not prevent the Europeans from pushing the Accawmacke out of our towns and main villages and forcing us into a cruel prison slave camp called Gingaskin Reservation. Via an unlawful act of the Virginia Company, they actually changed our names, the name of our people, from Accawmacke or Accawmacke to Gingaskin. And they changed our homeland to Northampton. Established in 1640, Gingaskin Reservation was the first reservation/slave camp in this nation they now call the United States. They pushed us off of our bayside, beautiful coastal villages that were located on and around Cape Charles, Air Hall, and Smith Beach Road, and pushed us to the other side onto Gingaskin slave camp / reservation. The name Gingaskin, you will see it recorded, falsely claimed to mean gin drinking, baggy pants, lazy person. Well, that is absolutely false. There is no such meaning in the English language that actually refers to Gingaskin. In truth, the name Gingaskin is an anagram. It is actually scrambled to disguise the name Nigga Skin, Niggaskin. If you study the word nigga, Nigga, or Niga, it's a very old term used to describe dark-colored people, used to describe specifically Indians, indigenously dark people. This anagram clearly proves that the Accawmacke were always identified as nigga, even as early as 1640. Prior to any possible racial mixing. Some of the Accawmackes pushed onto the reservation were also forced into servitude on nearby plantations. War was the first mechanism that created true slavery of the American Indian, and the actual slavery that began in the United States was a mechanism of war and importation of white indentured servants. You see, as a direct result of war, Indians were quickly condemned to slavery. This also allowed these copper-colored Indians to be reclassified as Indian servants, slaves, colored, Negroes. For you can call your property whatever you want.